Yeah, listen, we weren't completely happy with the performance. Obviously, you come away with 3 goals and a win is nice, but especially in the first half, we didn't feel like we were doing enough in the final third. Obviously, you have to give them credit for the way they defended and stayed behind the ball and made things compact and difficult for us. But it's one of those that we made some adjustments at halftime, and again we come away with a 3-0 win, and looking forward to another game tomorrow.
You're up 3-0. Is it time to take your foot off the gas or take it off one step in the semi-finals?
You don't want to answer, no? No, absolutely not. We can't. You can't take your foot off. Obviously it's 2 games. We've only played 1, so it's basically halftime right now, and we know that. And there's no point in taking your foot off and saying, okay, we're there. As soon as you get complacent, you start doing things that you would normally do. So no, we're going to approach this game the same way as if it's 0-0, and come out and try to win the game.
November 19th, 1989, most people on the team were not born yet, too young to remember what happened here. USMNT there were chances to get into the World Cup, and that sort of catapulted US soccer into the stratosphere. How important is it for you to relive that memories and kind of sort of continue to skate these governments for continue to dominate the team? Such a historical time.
Oh, you definitely weren't alive. We actually had Paul in connecting obviously the past with the present. I was only a couple of years old, I think, at that time, and so I don't remember it, but you hear and we've seen highlights of that game. Yeah, I think it changed the trajectory of U.S. soccer, and without that goal, without that that qualifying for 1990 World Cup, potentially we're not sitting here today. So being able to again connect the past with the present during this camp, has been nice, and it is something that we've discussed and touched on and seen.
Last one. I know it's a young generation coming to the US national team now. What are your thoughts on what you guys have been able to bring to your team, and continue to build what US soccer has?
Yeah, I think me coming into the squad, I've been able to settle in really quickly. I think, as you said, the younger generation bringing energy, good atmosphere, and every time I come on camp, I'm able to see that. And I mean, I'm just enjoying building relationships with the guys and playing as we did against Trinidad, going out there working together and trying our best to break down different teams across the continent, so it's good.
We'll take a couple questions from our virtual audience and start with Doug McIntyre from Fox.
Thanks, Michael. Thanks, guys. Question for each of you, if I may. Flo, it's your first away. You played a couple of games against CONCACAF teams. It's your first experience away. What have your teammates told you to expect tomorrow? And Tim, I know you were asked about 2017 the other night, so forgive me. You said the teams moved on. You said the teams moved on a long time ago. Can you sort of pinpoint when that moment was? Was it when you got back to the World Cup? Was it sometime before that? When was that exactly, Tim? Thanks.
Yeah. So to answer your question, my teammates told me just to be prepared for the unexpected, playing an away game. I mean, there's different cultures and different ways that people approach the game across the world. For example, maybe the pitches might be different, and the resources aren't the same. So I think they've just told me to be aware for the unexpected. Don't be surprised, and I mean, I think that's good advice because it's important for me to just be ready for whatever comes my way.
Yeah, to answer the other question, I think for everybody, it's personal. When they move on, when they, when they've, moved past it. I think for me, it was, I'd say 2019 Gold Cup. I believe we played Trinidad, if I recall correctly, and that was kind of the moment for me. And then I think as a whole, as a squad, I'd definitely say it was going into the World Cup last year when we've obviously the guys have qualified for that and put the wrongs of the past on a better path. So again, it's personal for everyone, like I said, but yeah, for me it was definitely the Trinidad game, playing them in the Gold Cup. I know it's not the same. This is the first time we've been back, and some may feel that this will be the moment, but yeah, I think, like I said, for me it was back in 2019.
Next is Ryan Talmadge from Goal.com.
Thank you, Michael. This one's for Flo. A little bit of a sidebar here, but social media had a little bit of a laugh at your expense last week with Chris Richards saying that you didn't know that the two Aronsons were brothers. So I just wanted to get your side of the story here, let you defend yourself, and kind of explain what happened there from your point of view.
Yeah, I mean, there's not really too much to defend myself on. Of course, Pax was called up into camp, and I just remember looking at him and I thought in my head he looks awfully similar to Brennan. But just as the day was going on, I think someone said, I think Brennan called Pax like my brother or something, and it was just strange to me. I honestly didn't realise. I mean, we learn something new every day, I guess. So now that I've been told they're brothers, I mean, it does make sense, the similarities in appearance. So.
Last question comes from Andrew Jones.
Thanks, Michael. First, for Flo, you had a great return to Rims a few weeks ago. And what makes Will Still such a good manager, and how you two clicked? And your teammate, Yusuf Fofana, you scored yesterday in France's 14-0 win over Gibraltar. I want to ask you or Tim, have you ever had any game before your pro careers where you won by that amount against an opponent?
Yeah, so as you said, I was in Rems last year and I had the opportunity to work with Will, and I feel like we just clicked. I mean, firstly, he was raised in London, and so was I, so I mean, there was obviously that, we had that in common, and then on top of that, he was just a really, really good coach. I mean, we still keep in touch, and I wish him the best, and I'm sure he's going to go on to have a really good career. But in terms of Yusuf and his game yesterday, I mean, it was a really, really, really big result. I saw some of the goals, but me personally, I haven't had a game where I've won 14-0. I mean, not professionally anyway, maybe in the park with friends or something.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. 14-0 is crazy. I've never experienced anything like that myself either.